I went inside and I was like, let's say I was on the hunt, right? So I look over this tent and one of the sponsors had this beautiful tent, and in this wonderful tent was this most amazingly beautiful young woman. No, I spot her and I say to myself, the fear that really hits most men in this situation began to hit me, but God just said damage. And I say, I wasn't gonna go like, oh, I'm the artist and whatever. I was just gonna go like a psycho, you know, but like a really crazy, passionate psycho. So I just went over to her, right? I feel like acting it out, but I don't want to go over tonight. You know, so I just went over to her and I said, you don't mind if I act it out? Yeah. So I went over to her and I said to her, hello, good night, my name is Sage. Can I take you like flying on the clouds, you know, bending over these astral planes and dipping beneath these bamboos, these coconuts, through the waters and through the rivers? Can we dance in the astral? Can we play like some tippy-toe stuff? And she stood and she looked at me. And she just looked at me. And I said, I'm not joking.
True.
And she just looked at me. And I left. I said, listen, this probably isn't working out, right? So, the next day, you know, I'm at school. My testosterone brethren, he's there at the end tree alive, and he's feeling real good, right? Because like he's talking about like, you know, yo, Sage, you know, there's this girl that is, you know, with the group, and you know, she's like in the tent, and you know, she's selling today because he's the sponsor. He had a tent at the college, this is Edna Manley, right? And he's like, whoa, you know, and he's like, I'm happy to go to work today, and he's normally not happy to go to work, if you know what I mean. He's very happy that day. And then Manim, my little friend, he's like, Sage, yo, there's this girl in the tent, bro. You need to go. You know what I mean? Lynch is acting like he's the man. And I know you can do something. I said, man, leave me out of Lynch's business. I don't want nothing to do with it. You understand me? But man, like a little, he's like a motivator, but he's got a big torch burning you. He's like an ego junkie. So he's like, get up. So I got up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm buying something. So I walked around. I know from a little distance, I said, oh my God. I walked past everybody, I walked right over, and I said, hi, how you doing? Because it was her, and that was red-handed. Nobody could say nothing. The conversation, I don't remember what I said, but whatever I said, she was smiling, and she wasn't looking like we were out of space, but something was happening, and the space got really tight, and Lynch wasn't smiling. Right? And then 2.5 hours later, the boss came and noticed you were talking for about 45 minutes and said, Lynch, please talk to your friend. I don't like how he's acting. Okay? So I said, she says, oh, I get off like at 4. I said, okay. It was like about 3:45. I'm like, well, come, let's go now. She's like, he's my boss. I don't want to call no names. I said, listen, he can't talk to me. They didn't put me on the show. Who's them? And I took her out of there. Okay, so I went back on the ends, and little man, he was like blown in the head. Because I came back with the prize. You understand me? So at about 5:30, the boss came to get this young lady because he was shepherding her. I heard later on, but he saw me, and I don't want to be derogatory, with my tongue down her throat. You understand me? And then he recognized, oh my God, he told his friend, this brethren of yours, I have respect for him, but I'm responsible for her. Her father put her in my trust.
All right,
her father put her in my trust, and your friend, you understand me? And she came to work a couple of days later, for a couple of days, and then one day I said, listen, I want to take you to the mountain, because I told you about all the flying, and I want to show you. She didn't turn up for work for the next 2 weeks. And I got some bad press, but here's where the love lost comes in. So about 2 days before she left the mountain after a great intervention, it's like, I had a phobia. Like, I grew up on the mountain, the rivers are always there. Girls are always going to the river with me. But when we go to the river, I just like, you know, I can only go in the water for 10 minutes because I'm like one of these extreme fire signs, but I get like these convulsions, right? So I'm there and I'm like, wow. You know, she's like all, you know, naked and beautiful. And she's like, you know, let's do it. I'm like, yeah, let's find a nice stone. And she's like, no, in the river. I'm like, baby, I don't do it in the river. My body shakes and convulses, and I can't keep rhythm or timing. And she says to me, well, today, you're going to keep rhythm and timing. And I'm a believer, right? So I believe her, right? And believe me, when I tell you, I kept rhythm and I kept timing. So no one can say, I can't do it in water. That was something thing I had to overcome for myself. You understand me? And I don't want to say the other part, but it was good. So then later on after that, now, I'm feeling like it's all good. But then I heard they met her at the foot of the hill because it was a long climb up the hill. And they knew my warriors were there, so they didn't want to come. But they sent it to the phones, right? So they took her from the foot of the hill. And when I saw her like 3 weeks later, I said, what happened? She says, you know, my father says, we can't see each other. But I said, your father's a Rastaman. She said, yes, but you're different. You got some power stuff and you talk about eternal life and shit. I just want to live and die like a regular person. I said, girl, what happened? Long story short, I felt like, you know, my whole heart was broken. And I didn't see her again for about like 3 years. Then 3 years later, she entered Miss Jamaica. She didn't win or anything, but she came back on the scene, right? She left. So I came back on the scene, I came forward on the scene, right? And through being a poet, I'd been away for a little bit and acting and everything, better must come and parish bull and everything. So I had a little thing going for me. So I came back and so I fixated on her, but she had a crowd of adoring cock blockers, right? And they were all women, right? So when I walked over to her, I saw there was this squad. Like they were asking me, do you know her? So I went and I kissed her on the cheek and I sat down. And I didn't speak for about 20 minutes, but I spoke in presence. I said, I've been here. What's wrong with you? Yeah? Love transforms, right? Yeah? I learned to accept it, but I own my moments. Brother Nitro. So I'm going to close out with a poem that I wrote for her, right? So, Brother Tristan.
Girl, I miss you, girl. I miss you, girl. How I miss you. I miss you, girl.
I miss you, girl.
I miss you.
Reminiscing how I used to hug and kiss you, girl. Turn and twist you, touch and sex you. Seem like forever, forever.
I miss you.
Them said time would have tell, but who could have tell life without you, girl? A living hell. Sex is not the same. Rise and fall, mornings and evenings. Days are without meaning. Empress me have to give up nothings me believing. Me used to believe that sweetness is just sweetness. Any girl could have filled my cup and let it overflow. But Empress, are you fool to what I don't know? But now I know why Jamaican sing the song. I miss you, girl. Reminiscing how I used to hug and kiss you, girl. Turn and twist you, touch and sex you. Seem like forever, forever, forever. I miss your questions, conversations, pleasure and sensation of knowing you. Empress, may I be excused for my ignorance? Is there possibly a second chance, a final dance to kiss you, caress you anew? Your body's the fret, my fingers caress your sigh, your breath, musically perfect. I miss you, girl. Reminiscing how I used to hug and kiss you, girl. Turn and twist you, touch and sex you. Seem like forever, forever.